If you're a federal or postal employee, we've had 13 pretty good years. When the markets were doing well, our TSP was doing well. We kind of, as feds, got a sense of security and prosperity that we didn't think it'd go away. Now I'm getting phone calls. I just had a lady call me this past week with 20 years in service who last week, the week before she called, had 365,000 in her TSP, and then the week she called me, it was down to 287,000. And frankly, she's scared. She didn't know what to do. This is why we're doing these videos. This is why we're putting together this exciting TSP Millionaire Virtual Summit. It's why I'm doing these interviews with people like Dan and Rick, folks that I know has taken the time, did the research, learned things about TSP that others out there don't know, especially inside their industry, and have put their time and resources into helping us federal employees, federal and postal retirees understand our TSP and what we can do during times like this. Everything is changing, including the TSP. We can't even log in right now, for crying out loud. We can't access our funds. And when we finally can log in, it's all different and it's not easy to find anything. So with that, Rick, what is it that you can do that helps us so much when it comes to being a federal employee, postal employee with our TSP?
Sure, and we work with TSP participants all over the country. And what we do is we watch their account every day. We're looking at the markets every day. What they really like is the fact that we send out a weekly video that will talk about what's going on in the market, what news is coming out this current week that may impact the markets, and then we'll tell them what we're doing inside of their TSP accounts. So every week they know exactly what we're doing to their accounts. We like to really communicate with the TSP participants. We have a very structured process that when we're working with a TSP participant, we walk them through. We understand their risk tolerance or their tolerance for risk, and then we'll put them in the appropriate portfolio that matches with their risk. So if they're a conservative investor, we'll put them in a conservative fund or portfolio that we manage. And they love the videos, they love the process. It builds confidence in their account and what they're doing for retirement. And probably the last thing is we're always there for them. There's a lot of times I'll just jump on a Zoom session with someone. They want to know what's going on in the markets. We'll talk to them about what we're seeing, what moves we may be making, and we want to hear from them and just kind of go through their portfolio as well. So watching it every day, structured process, and we take the emotion out of investing. It's all driven by algorithms, which is just math that gives us signals and tells us what we're going to do in the market and in their portfolios.
Rick, I love your videos. I watch them every single week. And when I first started watching them, I had a few questions here and there, and you were so patient with me as I asked my questions. But what I found is that as I continue to watch your videos, you're educating me through these videos to where I have less and less questions. So I love that. I'm so grateful that you do those videos for us TSP participants so that we have a sense of understanding what's going on and how it's going to impact me. So thank you so much for what you do. I'm really excited about that. Now, Dan, I got a kind of a funny question for you. Who is Larry Flynn? Actually, I said that name wrong. Who is Larry Fink, and what does he have that matters to the TSP folks?
Yeah, Larry Fink happens to be CEO of an investment company that manages 10 trillion with a T in assets.
Ooh,
He's been the CEO of
that's
that
even
company.
bigger than TSP.
Oh, it's immense. It's one of the world's largest investment firms. Been around since 1988. He's been the CEO since day one. So the reason that's important here is BlackRock created a subset of a very limited set of their mutual funds to try to cover some broad asset classes that make up the TSP. And they're very low cost, very, very liquid. In other words, they're large. They have lots of money inside them, so they're easy to trade and move. So there's a lot of really good features and functions about those. And BlackRock is just a steady firm that is going to be around through thick and thin. So the interesting thing in this scenario is that we've been analyzing and sometimes using BlackRock among, Vanguard, American, Fidelity, all kinds of funds over the last 17 years. And we couldn't be more excited and pleased that this offering has been expanded. The TSP offering has been expanded to use a much broader set of mutual funds. And we've read all the pundits information out there that they claim that it's expensive. The new funds might be more expensive, expensive to trade, on and on and on, all the negative parts about it. But if you kind of look at, again, as the glass might be half full or could be all the way full or overflowing, the only way you're going to get there is to add more opportunity to a platform that enables investors to potentially exceed their expectations that they had previously had. And I can assure you that our analysis, if we were to demonstrate that for you, can take a few mutual funds in the same, what they call investment category. Say energy, for example. Take a few of those mutual funds and line them up, and take the least expensive one and then take the most expensive one. Sometimes the most expensive one far outperforms the least expensive one. Not all the time. And do we want to overspend on a mutual fund when we don't have to? No, we're investors too. So it's amazing how when you peel all this back and you just look at what we refer to as the math, it will reveal for you the real value in some of these investment options. And again, just to repeat, and we're going to go through this in detail for everyone, but we cannot be more excited, optimistic, and bullish on the fact that the TSP accounts have now been increased, or the investment options have been increased. The investor is going to get more help and value than ever before.
That's great. That's so exciting. It's why I'm so excited about this TSP Millionaire Virtual Summit coming up on July the 30th. You know what, though, Dan and Rick? It's pretty sad. I worked my way up to an EAS 26 position. I had 1,600 employees, multi-million dollar budget I managed. And I did not know that BlackRock Financial managed our TSP funds until 6 years after I retired. But that's not going to be the case anymore, because we've got education. We've got things that we're going to be digging down deep in this TSP Millionaire Virtual Summit on July the 31st, and you can register. It's all free. We are bringing this to you free of charge. This summit's going to address some questions like, how can I survive federal retirement with things the way they are? How can I maintain my current lifestyle once I retire? Things like that we're going to talk about in depth. You're going to hear more about this process that you keep hearing Rick talk about. It's an incredible process. You're going to hear more about the way they communicate to you weekly so that they answer your questions before you even know you've got them to ask. So go to www.febcnow.com/register and get on the list. Seating is limited. The demand is already great for this TSP Millionaire Virtual Summit. You don't want to miss out. This has never been done before. I've never found the level of information the whole entire time I worked for the federal government that we're going to bring to you, all power-packed into these power sessions on July the 30th. So www.febcnow.com/register. Don't miss it.
Federal Employee Benefit Coordinators is hosting the TSP Millionaire Virtual Summit, July 30th, hosted by Elizabeth Inman. You will hear from top industry experts who are educated and experienced with the new changes to the TSP program and the current financial market crisis. Now's the time to arm yourself with knowledge and get an action plan to protect your retirement fund and current lifestyle. If you are asking yourself, how am I going to survive federal retirement with things the way they are? Then this virtual summit is for you. Register now for this free event at www.febcnow.com/register.